Hey there, welcome back to the table for the final round. A couple of things I want to talk about for endgame scoring. We haven't focused on that much, but any resources that you have in your train inventory or left on your factories, you're going to get 10 bucks each for those. The other thing is that I know we've been like poo-pooing this board here, but being connected, having more cities that are in your influence does get you more money. Like you're going to get 100 bucks for having all four. I don't know if it's even 25 for each one, but there's a chart in the rule book. I'm going to look real quick. So the fact that people are doing stuff to lose their influence, that does hurt them a tiny bit. So if you have one city, it's 10, you get 10 bucks. Two cities is 30. Three cities is 60, and then four cities is 100. So it does sort of exponentially go up. I just wanted to point that out. So I've been, causing influence to go down a lot with these guys, but really, if they have enough money, they may want to pay money to go up because you'll get 100 bucks at the end. And so even if it costs you 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 bucks to get there, you're still making 30 bucks out of the deal. The only thing it costs you is an action. So, people may want to do that. Okay, so I already collected all of the action tokens. We're moving up to the final round. The other thing they can do is they can buy a train for 80 and it moves them up 3. Just pointing that out as well. It may not be that exciting. So 1 stone goes on, and actually 2 iron is available for the final round. Okay, so we did that. The reserve resources go up. We had no reserve resources anywhere, and we're going to collect income. So again, we'll start with ourselves here. So we get 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 bucks, which is not bad. So we get our 70 bucks. That'll help us immensely. Purple player is going to get 10, 20, 30, 40 bucks. Hopefully you can just trust me on that. And I'll give them the 40 bucks. And then we're going to move over to teal, who will get 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 bucks. Teal desperately needs money, so that's good. And then 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 bucks. The red player is finally fulfilling its destiny and having the most income. So, in the final round of the game. Okay, so let's do some actions, see where this goes, and see who wins. First player is still going to be us, but then it actually switches to purple based on how the influence is looking. And then, what are we going to do? Are we really going to seriously try to connect to Trieste? Okay, here's the other thing I haven't explained. If anybody connects to Trieste, then contracts count. Otherwise, they're worthless. If you fail to fulfill a contract, you lose the money. So there is a negative effect that could happen to you. But if you do succeed, but you're not the one that connected, you have to find your closest city, which would be this one, right? That's where we're at right now. And let's say purple does the connection. I would have to pay 20 bucks for each leg of theirs. Now, if there's multiple people in the same leg, whoever has the highest influence gets paid. So I just have to pay one of them. Now, if I have 3 contracts, I only have to pay them once to get here, and then I collect money for all 3 contracts. So maybe the first contract, you're going to only get half of it because you had to pay somebody else for their connections. But if you have 4 or 5 contracts, then it's actually very doable. Let's see, what else? Obviously, if you made the connection, then you don't have to pay anybody. And if you have no contracts at all, you don't ever have to pay, right? You don't have to pay for somebody else's train. It's only to satisfy your own contracts that you would have to pay somebody to do the connection. And as I said, if nobody connects here, they get nothing. And here, if you do connect to Trieste, you do get a bonus. You get 10 bucks for every, what does that mean? 1 second. I think, yeah, I don't want to think. Let me give you the exact answer. Okay, it says exactly as it looks. You get $10 for every track in your network. So you can just add up all your tracks that you have, and you get $10 for each of them. So it's a really good incentive to be the one to connect. Okay, so it's to us. We go first. What do we want to do? Oh, what an excellent question. We have enough to lay track. That is true. The issue is we want to lay track and then we want to go over a bridge. So we need another iron to be able to do that. And I think the best way to accomplish that would be to build an iron factory. But believe it or not, all of our factory spots were taken. Red took our last factory location. So we could spend our 3 resources to just lay track one time. And then remember, we can always connect again later, but see, this is 11 points of effort. And we have 3, 4, 5, training. So we did move up. So we have 3, 6, 9, we have 13 points of effort that we can now put out. It works, it really does. It's just, we can buy some iron here. That would get us the bridge that we need. But then we need another iron to lay track a second time. So it is a tall order. But once we connect, let's say we connect to here and here. Look, there's all these factory locations. We can just build an iron factory ourselves to get that last iron out of them. We have a stone here we can grab when we collect resources. It'd be nice to get a coal factory so we can deliver it to there, but we're running out of actions. That's the challenge here. Also, if I want to lay track twice to connect to Trieste, I am going to have to make my influence go down, so I'm going to have to spend an action to move it back up. Otherwise, I lose $40. If I do connect to Trieste, I get $10 for every track. So that's the thing that I'm losing. Let's say I just choose, okay, I don't want to connect to Trieste. That's just not worth my time. That's, what changes my decision making here. It certainly would be nice to get a coal mine out. And then deliver coal and get another key. That certainly would be a nice thing to do, because that's what we're going to do. So we're going to lay track. We don't need to do a bridge. We're just going to do a basic thing, and we're just going to lay one track. And we're going to go along this line here to there because we want to build a factory. Now, they also want to build a factory, right? So, there's a potential competition going on, but we will pay $10 basically back to the teal player for the right to go beside them. And yeah, they're probably going to build this factory and then we'll be stuck building the $50 one, but that's still good. Actually, to be quite honest, we don't have to stop there. We get to lay 2 track tiles, so let's just do it that way. So now we guaranteed ourselves a factory spot. So that just cost 6 worker points, and so I moved 2 workers up and we got plenty of workers left. So there you go. We didn't have to restrict ourselves to just 1 track. Now, if I could somehow get enough iron to build this bridge, I can still connect with 1 more action. So that's a tough thing to do, but we'll see. I think actually the coal, so I'm going to have a choice. I'm going to either build an iron because I want to connect to Trieste, which I probably could pull off, or I need to build a coal. Yeah, I'm definitely building the coal. Okay, we get to the purple player. Purple does want to make that final connection. They need at least another stone to be able to go through the tunnel. So they can just buy it straight from the market, or they can build a factory, a stone factory. They cannot build the stone factory because they need to build a coal factory, and they don't have enough workers to do both, and also connect to Trieste. So what we're going to do instead is we are going to buy that stone, but before it's too late. There's a $40 stone here, and it's the only one that's out there that's available. Actually, look, I can collect stone from there. I don't need to buy it. So I'm going to put that stone back in the market, and I'm just going to, because an action is an action. It doesn't matter where you spend it. We're going to just collect from our factories, and I'm going to collect this stone. And I don't know if I need to collect any of these other resources, but I will. I'm going to take an iron and a wood, and we can just put it all in here, like so. Yeah, actually, I got a good idea. Good idea for purple. It's actually going to get them some more money at the end here. Okay, teal. Teal wanted to make a factory. I do remember that, but now why on earth did they want to make a factory? Teal's going to make a factory. And the factory they're going to make, they're going to put one of their workers here, and it's going to be a coal factory. And that's a level 3 worker. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And what am I missing? Oh yeah, I got to grab a coal factory and give it to them, and then that costs $30, which is a significant portion of their money, but we will do it, and we will like it. Okay, red's turn. Red has never connected to a hub or anything. They finally have the ability to just make tracks if they want. And I think that's what they're going to do. So they're going to collect resources and collect 1, 1, and 1. The idea is that they need to lay track and try to connect to more places. Where they're going to connect and what they're going to do with it, I don't necessarily know, but they're actually in a pickle because of the way they moved to here. They have to exit, and this is the only cheap way to go. They don't have the ability, like they need a station here so they can go this way, and they built all 3 of their stations in bogus places just because they wanted to get them on the board for the income. And that actually is backfiring on them now. Although I only see 2 of the stations. Where's the 3rd one? I see here, I see there, and of course Vienna at the start. Where is the 3rd station? Red should have 3. Oh, yeah, that is the 3. Never mind. Yeah, I'm getting tired. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's their turn. We'll end that there. So now we move back to yellow. We also want to build a coal factory, and the problem is teal is going to beat us to some of the delivery, I think. But let's do it. We're going to build a coal factory. We got this level 2 worker we're going to put out. We'll put it here. The coal factory will cost us 30 to make, And let's not forget to spend our 30 bucks. And since it was a level 2, we're going to be putting 3 coal on him. And that's the end of that turn. All right, so now we go to purple. Purple has what it needs to run track. So we're going to do that, and we're going to grab one of each resource, and then a second stone, and then we're going to move this resource off the train and put it there so we have them stored. And we're going to do that, and we're going to grab 2 tracks for purple. The first track, of course, look at this, components are stuck together. They do not want to come apart. That's interesting. I probably need to get a little X-Acto knife on those. All right, we'll grab these 2 for now. So obviously this track is here. We played the 2 stone, so we can do that connection. That does cost 8 workers, and we have 9 here, and then this is 10, right? The thing I wanted to also do was to do this, but that's 5 more workers, and I can't do it. I don't have 13 points. I wanted to grab this, and then my plan was to flip 3 of these over to give them 30 more income. I can't do it, folks. This is too expensive. And then also it violates my, my in and out rules. I'd have to put a station there. So there's 2 things I can't do. So anyways, I'm not going to be building the second track then. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, and this is 8. I could do this. I could go through Trieste and connect to this because that's 11 points. And you can see 3, 6, 9, and then, oh, that's just 10 points. That's not possible. This was going to move up. That had to go to level 2. So I failed to do that before the round started. So there you go. There's our 11 points. Sure, we'll go ahead and do that. Now, we get 10 bucks per track. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 110 bucks. So Mr. Purple just keeps getting richer. So contracts are definitely in. And we need to make sure we fulfill them. Okay, so purple's done. Now we go to teal. Teal actually has a coal here, so they can grab a coal contract. That is one thing they could do. But what they want to do instead, before doing that, is they want to collect resources from here, and they're going to collect the coal, which they're going to immediately use to deliver a coal. And so they're going to deliver that coal to one of these cities. And of course, the white city is the most lucrative, but they're not connected to that. But they are connected to the blue city. So they're going to connect it, put it on the blue city. And so they're going to get the blue gold key. Teal will. And that puts teal back in the game, if you ask me. Prior to that, that was not going to be the case. Now, this is the 4th blue to arrive. And if you look at the chart, the 4th blue is a 1. So this moves up 1 more. So it becomes more valuable as well. Okay, next, after teal is red. Red, I forget the plan for red. We got enough to lay track. Red is like flip-flopped with teal, where yes, we're going to lay track with red. So here's the 3 resources. That's going to give them 2 tracks. And you can see that red has a station right there in the middle. So we're going to put one track here because the station allows us to go in as many directions as we want. So we're going to connect to that hub city. And then we're going to put another track here, which means we do have to pay purple $10, but we're going to connect to this city, which gives us 2 business points. And I realized I'm doing this a little out of order. So I'm going to have to consume their next action too. So let me pause for a second. First of all, I need to pay purple $10. So I'm going to do that, right? The other thing is red needed to, before we did this action, red needed to buy a train. So we're going to buy a train. And so I'm basically taking 2 actions for red. Don't worry, what red's doing is not interfering with anybody. So I don't want to retcon it too much, but the train needs to be purchased first. Why? Because I want to use this to convert 2 of the train cargo into income. There's no train left. I need a new train to be able to do that. So that's why I had to buy a train first. So we got to look at red's money and figure out what kind of train he can buy. So here you can see we have 50, 60, 70. We're going to spend $80 and get one of those 8 trains, I think. Or should we? The 8 train will give us 3 influence, which it helps. We could spend this to move our influence up so we get the 100 points at the end of the game. I was thinking, okay, let's buy an 8 train because that moves us up 3, so we at least connect to the brown city. But then I don't have enough money to connect to these cities. Or I can just buy a smaller, like 4 train, right? The 4 train doesn't give me any influence, but I get 4 cargo things, and I'm only going to be using a 2 business token. So 4 cargo things and a 2 business token, I mean, that's... I am going to be able to get 1 more business token if I connect track again, but my influence is going to go down, of course, if I do that. Yeah, I'm going to just buy a 4 train for $40. Or, you know what I could do, actually? I have a 50 train here. I'm just going to upgrade that to an 80 train. That's what I'm going to do. Ah, that's brilliant. Why didn't I think of that earlier? Okay, so I'm only going to spend $30 instead of 40. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And then we will grab one of these 8 trains. And as you can see, the 8 train has a +3 on it. And that's going to help him for $30. He upgraded his train and he's going to bump up 3 times. So that's the best of all worlds. And then I'm grabbing 3 of these. And 2 of them, of course, are going to be converted to the income side. And 1 will be passenger or cargo. Okay, so we did that. And let's not forget his bump. 1, 2, 3. And also, let's not forget that that's 2 of his actions. So, okay, now we go to the yellow player. That is us. Oh, we are going to also collect resources and deliver a coal. So we're going to take a coal, which we're going to use to deliver, then we're going to deliver one. So now we got to really think this through now. So the blue key was taken, but the silver key is available. The silver key is worth $80. Or we can deliver to, we already have the white key, and we're actually not connected to any other hub. We were almost connected to the green hub. We're just 1 track away. The green hub, of course, being here, that's only worth 60. 80 is worth more than 60. And we're not connected at all to the brown hub, which would have been the better deal for 130. So because we're not connected to the brown hub, teal actually screwed us out, which is what a real player would do anyways. So yeah, we'll be the last to deliver there to the blue city. So we'll take the smaller silver key for blue, which is still good points for us. And then that is the 5th location for blue, and that's another bump of 1. So that actually bumps us up by another $10 for our key, because both of these cities are now worth the same amount. So that's good. Yeah, that was a real good move. Okay, purple. Purple is already connected to Trieste. Needs to build a factory. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And we got to get that last coal factory going. And a coal factory now costs $40 to build. So we're going to grab 40 bucks from Purple, who really does have a lot of money right now. And this, of course, will go on the final contract. Sorry, I'm trying to balance the camera here. And there you go. Final contract. All 3 contracts are now fulfilled for the purple player. And of course, we're going to take a level 2 worker, which was just used to connect to Trieste. And this is why we waited to build the factory. And then put that there. And of course, it's a coal factory. So 1, 2, 3 resources go on, and purple is done. Now we go to teal, and teal is going to they're going to collect resources again. You know what? They don't have to do that. They can just buy a resource. How about that? They're going to buy this resource for, how much is it for? He's got bumped around a bit. 10 bucks. For 10 bucks, they're going to buy this coal. And so we're going to use it to deliver this coal all the way up here to the brown hub, because teal is connected to 2 hubs. So they're going to get the silver brown hub key. And I got to take their 10 bucks to do that. Now, the other option was they could have collected the coal from their factory, but then that would have made their influence go down 1. It's 6 or 1/2 because it costs 10 bucks to increase your influence. So I don't know. It might have worked out to be the same, but for now, we're just trying to snatch up as many keys as we can with teal. So we did that, and then the brown hub is actually going to move up. So according to the banner, the brown hub is going to move up by 1 more. So it goes to 140. Okay, so red already took his turn ahead of time. So we're going to skip red and we're going to go back to yellow. We have 2 actions left. One of them is I want to wait because I am willing to spend however money it takes to move this up so I don't get burned by these moving up. Blue is finished moving. White could move again, but nobody's connected to white. So this is pretty safe to be the final position in the game. The brown hub is as moved as it's going to get. And then the green hub could potentially move a few more spots, but there's no concern there by anybody. So we're back to us, and there are 2 factories here. There's a coal and a iron, and I'm looking at my combo platters here. I could build another factory, but of course I would take a hit. I would go backwards on the influence track, right? The problem is I have 2 actions left. So 1 action to build a factory, and then 1 action to restore my influence, and then I would need another action to take a contract. I don't have 3 actions left, I only have 2. So I can't take one of these more lucrative contracts, even though I have 2 of the 3 components, right? And I also have, maybe I don't. I thought, oh no, I do. I can spend to build a factory here. It cost me 50 bucks, but I can build a coal factory there and actually satisfy one of those larger contracts. I need 3 actions. Or I could do that in 2 actions, get 370 bucks, right? Which is what that's worth. I'm just not going to get 100 bucks for being connected to all 4 of these. By dropping down just 10 bucks like this, I'm going to be not connected to 2 of them now. So I'm not even going to get 60 bucks anymore. I'm only going to get 30 bucks. So this is 10 bucks. That's 30 bucks. The third one is 60 and the fourth one is 100. So I'm going to drop $70 to do this. Now you could argue that this is 370. So this is worth 300 more. It's a fair argument. And you can see here I have two of them built. So what I could do is I will take the hit, go backwards on my influence by 1 space, and then I pay 50 bucks to build a coal factory. Gosh darn it, that's such a weird move, but it actually is more lucrative for me. So why would I not do that? That's a better move. So I will do that. I'm going to spend 50 bucks to build a factory, a coal factory. And the only place that I could build, I almost put it there, this guy. I don't think I need to put the coal one, but I'm going to go ahead and do it anyways. So he's a level 2, so he gets 3 coal. Just put it over there. And then yes, that gives us a coal factory here, right? And that cost me 50 bucks to build the factory, and I lose an influence, which cost me 70 more. So I'm actually spending 120 bucks. But still, if I make 370, I'm still going to come out ahead. Okay, teal is up. Teal is going to go take a contract. Yellow is getting a little bit nervous, but looks over at teal's board and sees he only has a coal. So yellow is not very concerned because teal is just going to take one of these level 1 factories, and one that he can automatically get another 80 bucks for, and it does require another reservation token to come out. No big deal. Teal is actually making a really good late game push, and what's funny is teal was boxed in, if you remember. So just being able to get to build a coal factory changed their game in a lot of ways. Okay, now red gets to take another action. Oh gosh, what do we do with red? Oh, we connected them so they can get more income. Red could actually lay more track, but they would go backwards on the influence. If they did, they could do all that just to get an extra 10 income, which would turn into 20 by the end of the game. But they have to pay 10 to lay the track because they're going to share the track. I'm looking at this this little one business thing here that should red lay more track? And the answer is no. But what I am going to look at here is, look, red has a brown, an iron, and a stone. So let's look at our, oh my gosh, look at this. Brown, iron, and stone. But here's the dilemma. That puts 3 reservation markers. He does not have 3 reservation markers anymore. He has only 1 cargo space. He can't do it. Oh my gosh. That that was, what did that cost him? That was a $250 contract. So what he should have done was bought a bigger train. So instead of upgrading to just the 80 train, he should have just bought another train. That's really what he should have done. And that would have fixed this problem for him. But he does still have 60 bucks. So what he's going to do is he's going to take a contract. His strategy was not to do that, but it's the last round of the game, and this is an automatic contract win. So why would you not do it? He's going to take this stone one, so he's going to at least get 70 bucks from that. And he has it fulfilled automatically, and the reservation token is easy peasy, lemon squeezy right there. Okay, so that would be a no-brainer. I mean, that's what you spend your final actions doing. Okay, somehow or another, red spent more actions than everybody else. I didn't skip their turn yet, so I need to still skip a turn for them. Okay, yellow. We are going to do a contract action and take the contract that we were destined to do. So yellow. Did I screw something up? Because now I still have another turn. Oh my gosh, I miscalculated. I still have another turn, so I'm going to be able to fix this. So I won't lose as much money as I thought. Now, I could get 3 reservation, so you can see 1, 2, 3 for the reservation. I'm just too lazy. I don't want to go get the tokens. Let's just keep going. Purple's up next. Final 2 actions for purple. Purple needs to get up. So purple is going to do the influence action, and they need to go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, $70. And to get 100. So that's worth it. They spent $70, and they still have 100 and change. So they're doing great. So they're making sure they're maximizing their points there. Then teal. Teal delivered their coal. They got as many keys as they could. They took as many contracts as they could. And now teal is going to do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They only have $50. $60 gets them to here. There'll be 1 short. Oh, those jerks. They were so close. Yep, they're going to be $10 short. But so, with that then being said then, they're still going to do this, but they don't need to spend all 50 of their bucks. They're just going to spend 10, 20, 30, 40 to get to the brown hub. That's all they need to do. Hold on, let me think about this. Purple does not have no, they need to spend all 50. They're going to go up 1 more, and you'll see why. Purple can still deliver a coal to the green hub and get a key. And that'll cause oh, that's a green hub. Never mind. Not the brown hub. That's a green hub. So we're not worried about the green hub. So we're only going to spend 40. I was trying to predict if this was going to move anymore. And I was looking at the green hub instead of the brown. My mistake. This one will move because that's what purple's going to do in its last turn. All right, so red has just 1 action left, which means that for whatever reason, I didn't skip their turn when I thought I did. So now we're going to go to yellow. Yellow's final turn is, I didn't think we were going to have enough extra actions, but we do. We're going to do this, and we're going to spend our $10 to get 60, and this will move up. And so now we finally have, we're back up to where we were supposed to be. The purple player is going to I see. So one thing here, they could do it the other way. So what they should have done was when they influenced, they should have paid 10 more and went here. And then, because they didn't even need to grab from a factory, because their factory has coal. So they can take 1 from the factory. So, and then when they do that, it's going to, because they've already taken from the factory once this round, this is going to just drop backwards. So it's the same amount of money either way. They can just also go here and just buy, oh no, that coal costs 20. So they will do it the other way. So they're going to pay $10 extra so they can bump up 1 more when they did that last action. And yes, what they're going to do then is they're going to go to their coal factory here that they built, and they're going to grab 1 for the delivery and then actually deliver 1 to the green hub. And the green hub is a 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1. So they were here at 40. This is 1, 1. We missed the 2. And now we're on the 1. So green is actually worth a lot more. My apologies. You can always double check it because the first one was at 40, the second one was at 80. But anyways, that's going to move green up. And then yes, purple gets another gold key. So purple is still very formidable. Now teal is going to do their final action, and they can only collect $10. There's nothing more teal can do, so they're just going to take $10. And then red's going to do their final action, and I forgot what red was even doing. they want to move up on the influence. That's what they want to do. They're going to do the final influence. And so you can see here, they need to move up 10, 20, 30, 40, and they do have 40 bucks. They're going to spend a 50 and get 10 bucks back. Okay, so that brings us to the end of the game. Now, obviously you do, check for endgame scoring, right? Endgame condition. Endgame condition was triggered in both ways. We connected to Trieste and we finished the 8th round. So if I would have connected to Trieste in the 7th round, it would have ended then. But that wasn't the case. Maybe as I get better at this game, I could get to Trieste quicker. But this is, I think you would normally expect this to be a 7 or 8 round game. Maybe some of you crazies out there can figure out a way to do it quicker. I don't know. Okay, so let's get out the rule book and we'll go through final scoring and make sure everybody's getting what they should be getting. So first thing the rule book says. Sorry, I'm stepping on my cord here. First thing the rule book says, collect income. Again, per phase 4, collect income. If you have the Semmering token, double it. So, because remember, money is what matters here. So let's start with the yellow player. And as you know, we're going to collect 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 bucks. So 70 more bucks for the yellow player. All right, purple. 10, 20, 30, 40. So 40 bucks for purple. Oh, and you know what? When I took the contracts, I never put the investors out, but it doesn't matter. Teal. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 bucks. Oops, 50 bucks for teal. Red. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So 200 bucks for red. Now, there you go. That's what you call a comeback right there. 200 bucks for red. But that was basically red's biggest missile. There's not much else left in the red ammunition bucket there. Okay, sell all goods from the trains and warehouses in your player board for 10 goldens each. So we go over to yellow, and you can see we have 10, and then 10 more for here for 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. I see 60 bucks on the board. So I'm going to put the camera down, grab 60 bucks, give that to yellow. So for purple, I see 20 there, 2 cubes, that's 20, and 30. That's 30 bucks for purple. Yep, 30 bucks. For teal, they have no resources on their trains, and they have 1 resource here and then 2 up there, so 30 bucks for teal. And then for red, they're actually going to get some decent amount here. 10, 20, 30, 40. And they have no resources over there. So 40 for red. Okay, next, cash out your key city tokens. Okay, so we're going to start with yellow. Yellow has the white gold and the blue silver. So you can see that the white gold is worth 170. The blue silver is worth 90. So 9 and 7 is 16, so 260 bucks. That's not chump change there. 260 bucks for yellow. That's where red starts to fall behind. Okay, next we're going to go to purple. Purple has 2 gold keys, a brown and a green. The brown is worth 140, the green is worth 90. 9 and 4 is 13, so that's 230. Yeah, 230. Yeah, that definitely dwarfs red. Red has nothing, which is why I keep bringing that up. And then the teal player has a gold-blue key and a silver-brown key. So 170 and then 70. So that's 240 for teal. Okay. Next, earn money as specified for the number of hub cities. So all three of these guys get 100. So yellow gets 100, purple gets 100, and red gets 100. And then teal here is only going to get 30 because they would get 10 for the first one, 30 for the second. So 30 for teal. Okay, then we do contracts, but we have to pay players for the contracts, and then we have to count our money, and that's it. So let's do the final pieces here. We'll start with red. Red's the easiest. Red has a contract that was fulfilled, and it's worth $70. Now, here's what's interesting. Red has to pay. This may not have been worth taking, actually, now that I think about it. So red's closest city is, it is here, but there's no connection. So we got to start here. So red has to pay $20 to teal, another $20 to teal, that's 40, and then $20 to yellow for 60, and then $20 for purple, $20 to purple. So that's 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. They have to pay $100 to win a $70 contract. Okay, had I thought about this some more, this was a dumb idea. So I'm not going to penalize red because I'm playing 4 players simultaneously and I'm not thinking it through. So I'm just going to pretend that red never did this, and I'm just going to give them $10 because maybe they spent their last action just collecting $10. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to give them $10. Now in the real game, in the real rules, if a player does that, they owe $100 for their $70 contract, and that is absolutely true. So you need to get close to Trieste if you're going to take contracts. If you meander around like red just did, you should not take contracts. And remember, red wasn't taking any contracts the whole game. I even joked around and said, well, why wouldn't you? It's the final round. You would just try to collect your $70. I totally forgot that you have to owe money to the track owner. So now let's go to teal. Teal made it all the way to here, but there's no connection to the end. So teal made it to here, and so teal has to pay $20, $40 to purple. So $40 is going to purple. And then teal is going to get, teal finished all their contracts. And I'm just moving the factories off of the cards so I can pick them up. I already paid $40 to purple. So we have 150 and another 150. So $300 minus 40. So teal gets $260 for themselves. I already paid the 40 to purple. So what did I say? 160. And I got to make some change here. I'm out of hundreds. All right, done. Next, we're going to do purple. And again, I'm just taking all the factories off of the cards. Purple owes nobody any money because purple did connect to Trieste themselves. And so purple is going to get a mammoth amount of money. They're going to get 210 plus 300 for 510. Plus 60 for 570. Woo. So 2, 4. I'm going to take $600 and give $30 back. Okay, that's a lot of money for purple. Then last but not least is us. And yes, I was trying to keep the drama as much as possible. We, of course, completed all of our contracts. We owe $40 to purple. Same deal. We're connected to this city, and then there's the path that goes in. So I'm going to give $40 to purple, and then let's add up our contracts. We have a 290, a 200s for 490 and a 370. So we actually had the best contracts. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 860. And then we paid 40, so it's 820. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 20. Oh my gosh, that was a huge payout. So contracts were big, very, very big. And that is the reason why red is not going to win. So the income strategy was, I don't think it was very good. But let's start with who I think came in last, and then we'll work our way up. So, drum roll please. We're going to do the red player now. So let's see, we have 100, 200, 300, 20, 40, 50, 60, 70. 370 is all their final score is. There's nothing else to account for there. Now, had nobody connected to Trieste, that 370 might have actually been a pretty good score. But it's a really pathetic score for this game. So red did not do well. The whole income strategy is not the right way. You do need, I think, to play a more balanced game than trying to focus just on income cars. And you could argue that my biggest mistake is it took me too long to get my income up. I mean, I did get a nice $200 from the Cimarron token, but $200 compared to $800 in contracts, there's no comparison. None at all. Now, connecting to Trieste is not guaranteed, but, you know, somebody was trying to get there, and there was two of us that were heavy on contracts. It was going to happen. So anyways, what did I say? 370? That's such a poor game. Sorry, red. I let you down. Okay, let's go to teal, who I also think lost badly. 100 or 200, 20, 40, 50, 300, 500, and 30. So about 200 points higher than red. 530 is all the better teal was able to muster. Next up, we're going to do Trump, the purple player. Let's see how they do. And I lost a piece. Oh, crap. Okay, so for Trump here, we have 200, 400, 600, 7, 8, 9, 1,000, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. So 1,180. However, 2 investor tokens means 10% each. So 10% of 1,180 is 118. And times 2 is what? 236. And so what are we going to do? We'll just round it up, round it down. What do the rules say? I don't think the game's going to be that close, but just for... It doesn't say round up or round down. So we basically said 236. So I'm going to go ahead and do 230 away. So that gets lost because of the investors. And that's 20% of the money, which, you know, sounds like a lot, but 230, I guess it does chop him down because now he's down to 800, right? So we got 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 20, 40, 60, 80. That's 900, 20, 40, 50, 60. 960 bucks is his final score, which still blows the other 2 players out of the water. And he took a 20% hit. to his money. So I don't know if all 4 players can actually take 20% hit to their money and still build factories and do all this stuff. I don't know. But 960 is a very respectable score. And then now we don't owe anybody anything. So what our final score is, it is. And we actually got a ton of money from our contracts. So I'm actually, I actually think we might have pulled this off. So 2, 4, 6, 8, and there's 900, and there's 1,000 right there, and there's 1,100, 1,200, 1,300. Oh my gosh, we had him beat even without the 1,300, 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90. So $1,390. Okay, so we beat him even without needing any investors. That's an interesting thing. So why did I beat him? Is it really just because I did more contracts or got more money in contracts? I mean, it sort of is, because I got, gosh, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's $800 right there of my 1,300. That's 800. And then he had $570. I think these were the 3 he had. They look right. So he had lower contracts. So those contracts made the difference. And then he had to take loans. You know, he owed 20% of his money back because he was in the 1100s, which was a very, very close score then. You know, 1100 versus 1300. But then he owed 20%. He did connect to Trieste. He got $100 from that. I actually thought he was winning, to be quite honest. I didn't realize I took such lucrative contracts. And it sort of just worked out. I mean, we took them because we had the factories. And then this one we sort of had to work to and like purposely build that one. But this one we had, did we really build 3 coal mines? I guess we did. Yeah, we did actually. We built 3 coal factories. So yeah, I mean, that was the deal, is those coal factories pay you a lot of money in the end. The keys got you some decent money. So Purple got good money from the keys, but so did we. So we sort of balanced them out. Red's income was good, but it wasn't enough. The only way Red could have won is if they were getting so much income for all 8 rounds that they were in the thousands of dollars of cash by the time the game ended. Because there's not that much extra cash they're getting from the game itself. And that wasn't the case. I mean, Red was scraping the barrel with hardly any money the whole game. And even with the higher income, that was great, but that higher income had to be used in lieu of, you know, having factories and selling goods from factories, which that by itself balanced itself out. But those factories then in turn helped you to do contracts, whereas Red didn't have any contracts. Because since they didn't have factories, you know, we're getting double the money or triple the money because we're putting those factories into contracts, whereas Red is not buying any factories, so therefore, you know, they're just relying solely on income, and that Cimarron token just wasn't enough. It needs to be quadruple as far as I'm concerned in order for, you know, that to be a viable thing. But, you know, if Red would have played a more balanced game and also got the Cimarron token, then maybe that would have changed things, right? And then, of course, Teal was trying to do the same thing as Purple. But Teal refused to go into debt, and I think that hurt them. And there was this one round where Teal had no resources. They were able to buy resources right away, but then they had to do like 4 more actions without any resources and without any ability to get more. And so those 4 actions was basically $10, $10, $10. You know, they basically spent a whole round doing nothing. That's a death nail. So what's my takeaway? The takeaway is contracts is king in this game. Very much. I mean, to a point that I'm not, like, it actually makes me like the game a little less. I actually think this game would be better if it was more balanced. Now, with that being said, you could just simply say, hey, don't connect to Trieste. Then those contracts are worthless. Then all of a sudden that Semarin token is fantastic. How are you going to prevent other players from, there's an economic, an analogy or some kind of economic hypothesis, and that is you and, your buddy are in jail. And if you turn in the other guy, he stays in jail and you go free. But if he turns in you, you stay in jail and he goes free. But if you turn in each other, then you both stay in jail. And if neither of you turn in each other, then you both go free. Okay, I think I got it right, the analogy. It's some kind of economic principle that you always turn in the other person in that situation, because most of the scenarios are going to be positive outcomes for you. And so you end up turning in the other person. And then, of course, if the other person's greedy, they're going to turn you in, and then you're both going to get turned in. And so nobody wins. But economically, people do that. They will turn in the other person in that situation. They will very rarely do nothing, because they're going to assume that the other person is going to turn them in. So if my buddy's going to turn me in and I don't do anything, then he's going to get to go free and I don't. So I'm going to turn him in as well. So, we'll at least both go down together. And if he's stupid enough to not turn me in, then I'll at least get to go free, right? Because and so why am I saying all that? This game is like that. The connection to Trieste, somebody's going to connect. Now, you did see that it was hard for me, and it took me all the way to the 8th round to do it. And it is possible that somebody will get to a position where they can't do it. Like we couldn't do it with yellow, right? We were stuck. To be able to do that connection was not as point worthy as doing other things. And purple could have chosen to never connect there. And that would have changed the game, right? We wouldn't have gotten $800. And purple wouldn't have gotten their $500 or $600. They still would have owed their 20%. I still don't think red would have won with $300. I mean, it's just, I still think we had more, but I don't know. It's interesting. I need to play this a few more times, and I need to not play it schizophrenically, because I do think, with the forced AIs, I force people to make decisions that maybe they wouldn't have made if they were real players. And the forced AIs, though, I wanted to try it because I wanted to see, can you win without doing factories? The answer is absolutely not. You need to do factories. The contracts are king in this game. Is there going to be a situation where nobody connects to Trieste? I don't know. I think somebody always will. And here's my other logic. Let's say nobody wants to connect to Trieste. Well, where else are you going to go? Because the tracks take you where they lead, and then eventually you sort of get cornered. Teal sort of got boxed in, and then they had to bust out. Red got boxed in. By going down the side, yellow was able to stay free for a while. Purple also the same. Eventually, you end up in Trieste anyways. You can basically go next to it and decide not to go in. But at some point, somebody has done so many factories that they're going to plow intentionally to Trieste, because they got so much factory income coming their way from contracts. Why would you not? I don't know. I'm sure there's going to be games where nobody does it, but those are going to be really wonky games. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me on this. Sorry I got the few rules wrong that I did. This was a very easy to read rule book, and compared to war games, this one was done right. I played way too many war games with awful rule books. This was such a breath of fresh air. And as far as I'm concerned, this one was as meaty and as difficult to brain crunch, what you should do on your turn as any war game. So not to bash the war games, because I know a lot of the viewers are war gamers. That's not, I say that because I just wish war games had higher quality. That's all. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Stay awesome as always, and in this day and age, also stay healthy and safe. And we just finished Imperial Steam. This was a pretty awesome game. I don't know if it's my favorite, but it's definitely an awesome game. Thank you.